Have you ever walked into your room after a long, exhausting day, only to be met with clothes piled on a chair, papers strewn across your desk, and an unmade bed? You look at the mess, tell yourself, "I'll clean it up tomorrow," and step over the clutter to lie down. But as you stare at the ceiling, an uneasy feeling settles in your chest, a quiet, underlying anxiety you cannot quite shake off. Most people look at a chaotic house and call it laziness. They assume that people who keep their homes spotless just happen to have more free time, better motivation, or a passion for chores. But the truth is, your living space has almost nothing to do with time or house cleaning skills. The state of your physical environment is a direct mirror of your subconscious mind, and the ability to maintain order is not a habit of hygiene. It is a psychological defense mechanism, an emotional regulator, and a profound form of mental control. What is the most unsettling part? Many people spend decades trapped in living spaces that drain their energy, completely unaware that their messy home is actually keeping their brain in a constant state of fight or flight. Welcome back to Wiser You. Today, we're going to step into the psychology of people who keep their house clean. Before we begin, I need to say this up front. This video might make you look at your daily habits in a way you never have before. It might make you realize that the chaos around you is not an accident, but a reflection of what you are avoiding inside. But if you can stay with me until the end, this might be the exact framework you need to finally reclaim control of your mental space. So, what is actually happening inside the brain of someone who keeps their home in order? And why does a clean house give some people deep peace while driving others into endless procrastination? Let's start by dissecting the psychology. To understand why clean spaces change how we think, we have to look at how the human brain processes visual information. In psychology, there is a concept known as visual load. Every single object in your field of vision demands a tiny fraction of your brain's processing power. A pile of laundry, an unwashed mug, an open bill on the table. Your conscious mind might ignore them, but your subconscious registers every single item as an open loop or an unfinished task. When Carl Jung spoke about internal conflicts, he emphasized that what remains unconscious eventually manifests externally as fate. Applied to your living room, what remains unaddressed in your mind almost always manifests as physical clutter. People who consistently maintain clean homes are not necessarily obsessed with dirt. Rather, they have unconsciously mastered a fundamental psychological principle. External control creates internal stability. When life feels overwhelming, unpredictable, or out of control, whether due to work stress, relationship friction, or financial anxiety, the average person internalizes the chaos. They freeze. The individual who keeps a clean home, however, uses their physical space as an immediate emotional anchor. They recognize that while they cannot control the economy, the traffic, or other people's opinions, they can control the exact square footage of the room they're standing in. By bringing order to their room, they send a direct signal to their nervous system. I am in control of my immediate reality. Living in constant physical chaos keeps your brain in a provisional state. You tell yourself, "I'm just messy right now because I'm busy," or "I'll organize everything once my life settles down." But living in temporary disorder means you are treating your current life as a temporary station. You are waiting for a hypothetical future where you magically become organized, disciplined, and calm. The spectator of a messy home watches clutter accumulate and feels victimized by it. But the person who cleans acts as the operator of their environment. They do not wait for motivation to strike. They use the physical act of organizing to generate internal clarity.
So why do some people easily maintain this sense of order, while others feel entirely paralyzed by a sink full of dishes? Where does this deep resistance to physical order actually come from? To answer that, we have to uncover a hidden psychological trap that begins long before you ever picked up a broom.
If you struggle with maintaining your space, it is easy to assume you were simply born unorganized. But developmental psychology reveals something far deeper. Many people who live in chronic physical clutter grew up in environments where order was used as a weapon, or where they were never taught how to manage emotional overload. If your childhood home was overly rigid, where cleaning was accompanied by severe criticism, anger, or unrealistic perfectionism, your brain may have linked cleaning with anxiety and loss of autonomy. As an adult, leaving your room disorganized becomes a subconscious rebellion, a way of proving that no one can force you to submit. Conversely, if you grew up in an environment with zero boundaries or structure, disorder feels familiar. Your brain equates chaos with normal life, even while your body suffers from the hidden stress it causes. When the gap between how you want your life to look and how your home actually looks widens, you fall into three familiar psychological traps. Trap 1. Lowering the baseline of self-respect. Every time you leave a mess behind, you perform a small act of self-neglect. You tell yourself, it doesn't matter, it's just me. But your subconscious absorbs this message clearly. I am not worth the effort of a clean environment. Over time, this erodes your core self-esteem. You accept low standards in your room, which slowly translates to accepting low standards in your work, health, and relationships. Trap 2. The perfectionist paralysis. You tell yourself that if you clean, you have to deep clean the entire house, organize every closet, and spend 4 hours doing it. Because you do not have 4 hours, you do nothing. You use an all-or-nothing mindset to protect yourself from starting. You keep the idea of a clean home as a perfect fantasy in your head, rather than accepting an imperfect 10-minute tidy in reality. Trap 3. Emotional avoidance through noise. For many, a messy house acts as a physical shield against sitting with their own thoughts. Cleaning requires quiet execution. In that quiet, forgotten emotions, suppressed anxiety, and difficult truths often surface. Leaving physical clutter everywhere allows you to remain perpetually distracted by the physical chaos, giving you a reason to avoid addressing the psychological chaos beneath it. Recognizing these traps is not about feeling guilty or beating yourself up. It is about understanding the invisible mechanism running in the background. Once you understand why you resist order, you gain the power to break the cycle. Now, this brings us to the ultimate question. How do people who naturally keep clean homes actually think? What specific mental shifts allow them to maintain order without feeling exhausted? Let's break down the 4 psychological shifts that bridges this gap permanently.
Shift 1. Shift from cleaning to maintenance. People with cluttered homes view cleaning as a massive, painful event that happens once every few weeks when things get unbearable. People who maintain clean homes do not treat cleaning as an event at all. They view it as micro-actions embedded into their daily movement. They follow the 2-minute rule. If an action takes less than 2 minutes, putting a coat away, rinsing a plate, wiping a counter, they do it immediately. They do not negotiate with themselves. They eliminate the friction before it compounds into mental paralysis. Shift 2. Decouple cleaning from emotion. The chronic procrastinator cleans only when they feel like it or when panic sets in before guests arrive. The person who maintains an organized home treats environment care like brushing their teeth. It requires zero emotional investment. They do not wait to feel inspired to fold their laundry. They normalize doing ordinary small tasks in absolute calm, grounding their minds in the immediate physical reality. Shift 3. Lower the barrier to reality. Stop holding out for the perfect storage system, the ultimate weekend cleaning spree, or a larger apartment before you decide to respect your space. Accept reality as it is right now. Wash 3 dishes, fold 5 shirts, pick up the items on your floor right now. By executing small, ordinary tasks with absolute seriousness, you pull your mind down from overwhelming perfectionism and ground it in practical action. Shift 4. View space as self-care, not a chore. Reframe your physical environment from an obligation to a gift for your future self. When you make your bed in the morning, you are making a direct investment in the person who will walk back into that bedroom 12 hours later, exhausted from the world. You are creating a sanctuary that restores your energy rather than stealing it. These 4 shifts transform your home from a source of silent stress into an engine for mental clarity. But there is one final crucial question you must answer if you want this change to last past tomorrow morning. What happens to your long-term identity when you finally fix your relationship with your environment? When you change the state of your living space, you are not just clearing physical objects off a desk. You are changing your self-concept. You stop viewing yourself as someone managed by life and start operating as someone who manages their environment. As Carl Jung wisely noted, the outer world reflects the inner world. When you take responsibility for the smallest details of your space, your mind learns that you are capable of taking responsibility for the larger directions of your life. There is no magic trick that will instantly transform your daily habits while you passively watch a screen. The real shift happens the moment this video ends, when you look around your immediate space, find one thing out of place, and fix it without hesitation. Do not let your potential stay trapped in a state of someday. Do not wait for life to become calm before you decide to create calm around you. Take control of your space today, so your mind has the clarity it needs to build your tomorrow. If today's message resonated with you, hit the like button and subscribe to Wiser You so we can continue dissecting the hidden psychology behind our everyday lives. If you know someone currently struggling in an overwhelming environment, share this video with them as a quiet wake-up call to help them reclaim their space. Thank you for watching Wiser You. Take care of your space, and I will see you in the next video.